is how to create animated GIFs or animated GIFs in a Google form so that you can actually add a little bit of depth and scaffolding for some of the L students or any one of your students as you try to build instructional materials. So as you can see, I chose 2 here. Now, one thing I did break into sections. As you can see, this is one of the sections I've been using, or one of the forms I've been using. But this section is specifically focused on World War II and the Battle of Midway, or whatever it might be. I was just using a history example. Now here the question I asked is, what was the new strategy used by Japanese pilots during the war in the Pacific? I could maybe actually adjust this a little bit, but to get an animated GIF is actually pretty straightforward. I go here and I'll do a Google search and I'll search for whatever the title is. So let's say Iwo Jima animated GIF. And then when I click on this, you can see they're all labeled GIF. So I can see here, there's an animated GIF. That's where they're raising the flag, right? So what I might do here, if I want to grab this one, I might take and save the image. It's going to take a moment. I'm just going to save it whoever it is. I'll choose maybe another time where to save it. But if I'm in Google Chrome, it's really easy to work with like this. So I'll just save it as this Jiffy. It pops up right down here on my screen. So let's say I want to add this in, and let's just change a little bit. I'm going to add this as just the image itself, nothing else. Now all I have to do is just grab and drag this image I saved into here, and we should see it pop immediately as our animated GIF. Now I could ask a question with this. I could add a title to this. This one doesn't have a title. This one has a question with it, so let me get rid of this guy here. This one I could, kamikaze. I'm just gonna put a couple choices here. Maybe it's a multiple choice question. What you could also do is have a handful of animated GIFs in a document like this, and then perhaps ask a question on the last one to say, like, which picture shows this, and maybe if you want to add some other scaffolds in there as well, you could add perhaps another one we've used on other videos was to use sentence frames and all of this, so maybe I might want to use that again and add in perhaps on this, I might want to add in the question. Oop, that's the wrong spot. I might want to add in a question here, and I might want to add in another scaffold to help the students. After they look at all those GIFs, then I could say, here, why don't you fill in, let's see, where's one of my annotations that I had from earlier? Like something like this doesn't relate to the topic right now, but just to show you what it might look like. So maybe here I have a word bank with some sentence frames that are on this paragraph question. And now they can look over these GIFs, and maybe they have some questions where they're using evidence from the GIFs to help them. So it's not really a video, it's just very quick images that they can maybe latch on to and pull some of that information out. So yeah, this is how you would use an animated GIF. Again, when you find one, you right click and save it, and then you just upload to your Google form, and then you have this whole new area where you can venture into with some scaffolds to help our students. One quick note with this, what you can also do is create questions and have the answers actually be those animated GIFs as well. So if you just click into the add image and add your GIFs the same way we talked about earlier, but just add them to the answers instead of the questions, you can actually get these in here as well. One thing you do want to check for is that they do say GIF at the end. If they say like JPEG or something else, it won't save the file the right way. But then when the students go in, this is kind of what they'll see on those questions. They'll have their choices, and they'll be able to see an image above it to help them try to answer that question better.